major, minoring in psychology. And one other thing that I'm involved in on campus, besides the leadership and engagement ambassadors, is I also serve as a ambassador for the School of Applied Sciences as well.
I can go next. Hi, everybody. My name is Eleanor Hoover. I am a junior this coming fall, a journalism and English major, and I minor in Spanish. And something else I'm involved in on campus is I write for the university student newspaper, the Daily Mississippian.
I can go next. My name is Sweta Manivandan. I'm a rising senior. I'm a double major in international studies at the Croft Institute in Spanish. I'm minoring in business. And within LNE, I'm on the student involvement committee. And outside of LNE, another organization that I'm a part of is the Associated Student Body, which is our student government, and I serve on the president's cabinet.
Hey everyone, my name is Mr. Clemens. I serve as the head ambassador for the LNE ambassadors. I am a rising senior studying psychology and getting a minor in Chinese. Another organization that I'm a part of would be the Student Activities Association, also known as SAA. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and start the presentation. Can everyone see it? Yes, sort of. Okay, so let's go. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Okay, boom. So as you met everyone, I serve as the head ambassador. Eleanor serves as the coordinator for social media and marketing. Yakia serves as the coordinator for leadership development, and Brenda, who's not here today, she's working. She serves as the coordinator for student involvement. I forgot the outline. So what this presentation, you're gonna see what we do, like why are we here for you all, what an involvement consultation is like, and basically why you should get involved. So what we do, the LNE ambassadors assist in bridging the gap between student organization leaders and staff. It is the goal of the leadership and engagement ambassadors to reach out to our university community and enhance the student engagement and leadership experience at the University of Mississippi by providing innovative workshops, assistance for student orgs, event planning, and a channel to better voice concerns of and for student leaders. So basically, not only are we here to make sure every student finds their home here on the UM campus, but also to make sure that they are getting some leadership experiences out of it. I know, for instance, for me, I talked about earlier, one thing I have gained so far from being involved with LNE is working with Microsoft Office, which is going to be very very handy when I go to grad school and start working in the professional field. So we make sure that not only are you getting involved with some organization, but you can have some attainable, transferable skills if you want to join another org, or you want to get a job, or even if you want to rise to a leadership position within an organization. So what is an involvement consultation? An involvement consultation is a one-on-one meeting with an ambassador who assists with you and connecting with campus organizations in discovering the involvement opportunities. I know my freshman year, it was kind of hard navigating all the 300 plus organizations. And since then, we have gained another 100 organizations. So basically what we're here to do is to make sure that you do not have to go through this process alone. You will be able to meet with an ambassador in person or virtually if you would like, and we will help you get in contact with another organization on campus and show you how to navigate the forum, which is where all of our organizations is housed at. Why you should get involved? Right here it says that study shows that they found that higher levels of engagement in a variety of curricular and co-curricular activities significantly and positively contribute to the cumulative GPA and students' perceptions of the overall academic experience at their institution. So it's pretty good to get involved because it eases your mind off of the academic world. And that is all right here. This is our contact information. Our email, if you have any questions, will be getinvolved@olemiss.edu. Also follow us on social media. We do have Instagram and Facebook. And one thing I forgot to mention is that our office is housed on the student union. So if you do decide to come back in the fall, just come to the student union on the second floor and you will be able to find us. And I'm turning it back over to Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. That was awesome. So Mr. was able to share some of the ambassador's values as well as our mission, but I would really love to hear from our panelists today. What's a contribution that you specifically feel that the Leadership and Engagement Ambassadors has made on campus or will make on campus? So if I could have a few of you answer that question, that would be wonderful.
I can go.
Okay.
No, you go, you go.
So since our organization is a new organization on campus, something that I feel that we will do, hopefully get to do in the fall is bridge the gap between freshmen and the rest of the student body, because a lot of times freshmen come in, you know, disconnected from the student body. They have a hard time finding their places on campus. So like a big part of what we do will be bridging that gap.
Okay, now okay. I totally agree. It's super important for you guys who are coming in as freshmen, or even if you're not coming in as freshmen, if you're transferring, or if you just haven't had the opportunity to get involved yet. It's a big school and there's so many options, and that can be really overwhelming. So I think finding a way to narrow down your interests and just really zone in on things that you think would be beneficial to either your academic experience or just things that you like. There's clubs for literally anything. So if you have a special interest, it's just really important to narrow down those options, because you wouldn't want to get overwhelmed with just going on the forum and looking at so many organizations that you would have the potential to join. But I think really focusing in on what would benefit you and what you think you could bring to an organization.
Just to add on to that, I think that college is like a really great time to find your passion and to be able to work on that. And so LNE ambassadors can help serve as a resource in your own personal leadership journeys. You can almost think of us like mentors. And I know from my experience, mentors have really benefited me on my personal journeys. And you can also use us to help find areas in which you can develop your passions on campus, because there really is a place for everyone on campus. And even if that might not seem like it, you can definitely reach out to us and we can help you find that place where you can develop your purpose.
Very awesome. Thank you for those wonderful answers. Moving on to our next question, would also love to hear from you guys why you think a new student should join the Leadership and Engagement Ambassadors, as well as why you think incoming students should take advantage of the services that the Leadership and Engagement Ambassadors provide.
I can start. I think a new student should join our organization because we are a new student org, so we would love to hear all the different ideas and different mindsets that other people have to help make our campus a better campus. And not only that, you will get some really cool leadership opportunities. So for instance, Eleanor and her committee, they create all of our graphics that we post on our social media. Yakia and her committee will be leading all of the involvement fairs and different leadership opportunities with other student organizations. And then we have Brenda and her student involvement committee, who really been reaching out to different organizations and campus partners on like how we can make the student involvement experience a better one. So by joining our organizations, you get that chance to reach out to other organizations, reach out to other departments, and be more comfortable with campus and making sure that, hey, not only is this my campus, I can make this someone else's campus as well.
Well, Mr., I think that just about sums it up. I think you did a great job answering that question. We'll go ahead and move on to our next question for the panel, which is, what have you learned by being a part of the Leadership and Engagement Ambassadors? For example, have you learned any transferable skills, job skills, people skills, etc., whatever you want to focus in on? So what have you learned by being a part of this organization thus far?
One really cool thing that we got to do was take the Clifton Strengths Finders test, and that really shows you the different areas within leadership and the different strengths that you have. And that was really cool for me to see what things function, how it was really cool for me to see how I work as a leader, my leadership style, and different attributes that I can utilize later down the line. Like in my career, I can cite that I use these strategies in order to accomplish something, and how you can work in teams with people who have different strengths. So that was a really cool opportunity, and I think that will be also available to other students to unlock the different pathways that they think in. So that was cool for us to do.
For me and my committee, we use a lot of tangible skills within communications, and not even just with like doing infographics and social media and marketing things, but just the communication skills you have to be able to work with your committee, with Mr., our head ambassador, and with Jordan and the other leaders of our organization and leaders within the student union offices, and not only from the student union, but just reaching out to other organizations on campus. You really just learn super tangible skills that will be beneficial in any field you go into. In any field, you have to be able to communicate and talk to people well and be understood and understand them. So that's something that I think we all learned from our roles, and that anybody who joined our organization would really get out of it.
I would say another skill would be public speaking. Well, not necessarily you're speaking in front of a whole crowd, but you'll be speaking to another incoming student or a student that's already here. And that, where I'm going sort of along, goes along with like mentorship just a little bit. You get to help them find their place on campus. So you become confident in your abilities after being trained on how to navigate the forum and having an involvement consultation. So you get to practice on that speaking aspect if you didn't really have all that experience in high school with like speech and debate or theater. So you really get to gain that aspect as well, which will later on be very beneficial in just about any other organization that you join, or just in your professional life as well.
All right, thank you guys. The next thing that I'd like us to talk about is, what does the membership experience look like in the leadership and engagement ambassadors, and maybe more specifically, what are some qualities of the active members that you see in yourself, or maybe the qualities that you see in your teammates, and in general, what qualities we look for when we're building our team of ambassadors?
I would say that based on the members we have now, like everybody is so different. We have so many members with different personalities, different strengths, and I feel like we all mesh together well. And I feel like us as a program, we represent like the student body as well, because we have a program and a leadership team. We have all these different strengths that can be used to help other people find, their place on campus and things like that. Because we have a lot of different members who are part of a lot of different organizations and programs around campus, either sports, spiritual, whatever the case may be. So I think that's something.
I think it's a group full of really supportive and empowering students. Like, I know something that we do in our group chat is whenever someone has a birthday, we're all like wishing them a happy birthday, and it's just a group of students who wants everyone to succeed, and really just helping each other be their best selves, and then also transferring that to the student population, and just being like that person that you could go to. And I think those are great qualities to have in a group, and it's a warm and welcoming environment.
I really like what Yukiya said about the students involved in our organization representing the student body as a whole. There's people in our organization who are involved in anything you could think of on campus, and I think that's really representative of how we can help other students, because we know each other and we know what the other members are involved in, and being able to transfer that information to other students is really important.
All right, thank you guys. Next question, where do you all see your organization going in the next few years? And maybe even how new members of your organization could help you get the organization to where you would like it to be in the next 3, 4, or 5 years?
I think in the next few years, once I'm graduated, I'd like to come back, and I know this organization will be a really big organization on campus, because we will at that time be going to different classes, different organization meetings, and telling them about what our services and how we can best help them, especially for other organizations who may have struggled with like promoting themselves or getting members and stuff like that. I foresee our organization being one of the resources for them to make sure that they are going to be succeeding. As for new members coming in, you'll just be able to be a part of that change on campus. Every year there's something new happening and things are constantly changing. And you as a new member will be able to bring some type of idea or different viewpoint on how we can reach the student body that we may not have possibly thought about.
I think in the coming years that LNE ambassadors will help reach various parts of our student body, including student groups who might be underrepresented right now, and overall strengthening the involvement and engagement opportunities that our campus offers, and strengthening the ability for student organizations to put on the best events and activities that they want to do, as well as helping more students get involved with those student organizations through consultations and other services that we will offer. I'm sure that our services will expand greatly in the coming years, and just being a significant source on campus that more and more students will know about and will seek out our assistance in order to better their experiences and also the experiences of other students and student groups on campus.
Great, thank y'all. Ambassadors, that wraps up all of the formal questions that I had for everybody to answer. But before we move on, I wanted to make sure, is there anything else that you guys would like to add, or anything that I didn't ask, or anything we didn't get to talk about that you would like to inform the group about? What did I miss?
I would just say to take advantage of us and the services we provide. My freshman year, we didn't have anything like this 2 years ago. So if it would have been me and I had that opportunity, maybe I wouldn't have jumped on it. And I would probably a year later have been like, oh, you really should have done that. You're not going to lose anything from spending 20 minutes in our office with us. You'll probably only gain something out of the experience. So.
I'm just really excited that we exist now as an organization. And just to piggyback off of what Eleanor was mentioning, like I, as a freshman, I felt like I could have really benefited from a program such as this, and we can really help tailor the student experience that you're seeking. And I really feel that involvement is the essential component to reach the full college experience, because you also learn a lot outside of the classroom as well. So just come see us, and we're really excited to be here.
And just to add on to what they were saying, coming to see us is like really important for people who are new to our campus, because of course coming in you hear about the bigger organizations such as SAA, ASB, things like that, but those organizations and their size can be overwhelming for some students who are new to our campus. And so like coming to us, you find out there are so many more programs, so many more organizations on campus that we have that has different goals, different things that they focus on within their organizations. And it doesn't have to be academic. It could be, like I mentioned earlier, spiritual, recreational, things like that. So, yeah.
One thing I want to touch on is that I know this fall may not be what everyone envisioned. I know, especially for us with like programming and stuff like that. But I do want to let you all know that like student orgs are doing their best to make sure that they are going to have some type of programming and events, whether it's virtually or in person, following the university's guidelines with that, to make sure that you're still going to have that first year experience, even though we're under a pandemic. So just letting you all know that like we are working to make sure that you all will not be cheated out of your first year experience.
All right, thank you, panelists. All great answers and all very true. So thank you for sharing that. For our session participants, do you have any questions for our panelists? Feel free to drop those in the chat if you do, or feel free to unmute and ask those questions at this time. Ronnie asks, when was this organization created?
I think this organization was created in spring semester, but the mission has been here since before I was even a student.
Yes, a young organization, but one that is very passionate about our mission and values nonetheless. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. What other questions do we have? All right, you guys. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I know the Zoom silence is just so awkward. It's just worse on Zoom. Usually in person I can handle it, but on Zoom it is just so cringy. If you have more questions, please don't let this be the end. We would love to connect with you after this session ends. You can follow up on our social media pages. Those are at @UM_leadership_ambassadors. You can follow us there to keep up to date on all of the things that we're doing on campus, as well as how to register for an involvement consultation, or how to create those opportunities for yourself to find your niche and get plugged in and find your place at Ole Miss. That's our goal, is to make you comfortable on campus and make this a worthwhile experience for you while you're here. So thank you to our panelists again, and for you guys for joining us today. We will post the recorded version of this session on the Student Union website. So if you want to go back and review the information that we covered, you can access it on the Student Union website and rewatch it. If you have any other questions, you can DM us on our Instagram. I know Eleanor dropped our handle in there, so thank you, Eleanor. Or you can email us at getinvolved@olemiss.edu. Again, don't be shy about reaching out. We'd love to be a resource to you on your journey to Ole Miss. So thank you again for joining us, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you hopefully very soon.